All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kalayim La Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Harakakodash. And double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do rule and teach well. Honors to the brothers out there, across the four corners, pushing the truth with all sincerity, all meekness. This is Tazapania checking in. NY, in the city. Currently, all snowed in and shit like that. So there's no travel restriction. I don't know if it got lifted. I think it might snow again tomorrow. So I mean, just shit's been kind of crazy. Just looking at all the snow, stuff like that. Not even the local delis even open in my area. So with that, we'll just go over a quick topic. We'll talk about the Icbms in the scriptures at camp. This topic kind of came up for a little bit, so we'll just kind of touch on it. So we'll start here. Where is it? It might be not there. Yeah, it's here. Alright, so this is the book of Jeremiah. Alright. Chapter 50. And I'll maybe start at verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Alright, so this isn't Slovakia. So this isn't talking about ancient Babylon and the whole Iraq region. Alright, that land. I think it's now just like more of like a monument, but you have people that still live, in that whole area still. Right? Scripture talks about Babylon being never inhabited ever again. So it's talking about a different Babylon, talking about mystery Babylon. When you read Revelation 16th chapter, a mystery daughter of Babylon, right? Because America it follows after Babylon's way, so it's a daughter of Babylon. It's basically like a revived Babylonian, Greco-Roman mixed empire, right? That also follows different Kemetic mystery school, black magic, demonic, madness, right? all that shit is just combined, wrapped into one. Extremely wicked place, extremely wicked rulership that is coming to an end. The age of Esau is coming to an end. Right, so this is talking about I say mystery Babylon. I think in the Greek is mysterion. It was a mystery, before Lord, still other high priest Abba Bivens, right? It was a mystery, no one knew, right? But now in these times, right, through elders and apostles, and leaders up before them, we know that it's talking about America, and Lord just revealed it. Start at elders and apostles on down. The Spirit revealed that, and now we know, and we can break it down and go into it. That's why we say confidently that we have 100% knowledge of the scriptures, right? We know 100% of the scriptures we need to know, for these times now. We know what the MOTB is. We know what the Edomites are. We can go into these other nations and tell you who they are. We can go into the tribes, into our people, tell you who you are. Yeah, we can break all that down. Israelite foreigners, etc., etc. Right? But back into this, how's the hammer of the whole earth is cut asunder, right? America is seen as that, right? Like an international bully. I remember, the elder that was with us when we were camping was kind of going into that, like after World War II, America pretty much had the whole world in like a stranglehold. So yeah, absolutely. America is the hammer of the whole world. No one wants to mess around with America, And even look recently, this is also mentioned about how the Department of Defense name was changed from the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Which that goes into things like Joel the third chapter. Beat your plowshares, into spears, pretty much. Right, that we're in a time of war, not a time of peace. Ecclesiastes, the third chapter, tells you about that, about how it is a time for everything under the sun, and this isn't the time to be trying to build things and trying to, uh, you know, build. Like I said, it's not a time of peace, a time of relaxation, not a time to kick your feet. You'll be able to kick your feet plenty in the kingdom, right? Relax. You'll have your many wives, your many concubines. What I mean? Just be chilling. Maybe have a nice little property by the beach. Just chill by the water. What I mean? You have your servant maids, surrounding you and stuff. Maybe they bring you food, maybe bring you some grapes or something, man. I mean? They might feed you something, feed you some grapes. You just sit watching the water crash and shit. The sand. Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. Verse 24, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware, thou found also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord. Absolutely, they've striven against the Lord. Alright, and the main thing they've done, right, is pushing out this MOTV, man. Right, totally against, it's against everything, man. Against nature. Combining man with machine, right? Transhumanism, because Esau is obsessed with trying to say that he himself is the Most High. He's obsessed with that. He has what they call like a God complex, And you even look throughout history with these Edomites, they've always wanted to call themselves gods and always wanted to deify themselves. It's just in their nature, to that pride, and be damn devils like that. So yeah, um, he's thinking he's gonna be able to complete his new world order, right? But the Lord is, not gonna allow that to happen, right? He's not just gonna have rulership forever. Right? The scripture says, this inward thought is this house shall continue forever. So verse 25, the Lord hath opened his armory and brought forth the weapons of his indignation, for this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. Right, so the Lord has opened up his armory. Right, so that word armory, what Tazar, storehouse, treasury, supply, it's like a magazine of weapons. Right, and what are one of the weapons the Lord's going to use? He's going to use these Icbms. Right, that's one of the weapons, right, of the Lord's armory, as well as the chariots, which have the angels in them, and they're gonna have lasers and shoot down and burn these people up. All right, pretty much how it's gonna go down is you have World War III popping off, and Yahushua is gonna appear in the midst of that, right, in the Middle East, and these nations are gonna stop fighting each other to try to take down Yahushua. Yahushua is gonna destroy all of them, man. From that point there, man, you had the elect getting beamed up. Right? You're gonna have Icbms hitting America. You're gonna have, this entire place just getting straight nuked. Nukes are gonna hit other places in the world, but they're not gonna be completely, utterly destroyed and uninhabited forever. Not like America. Right? Come against it from the utmost border. Open storehouses, cast out by heaps, destroy utterly, let nothing ever be left. Right? Then the utmost border talking about Russia. But yeah, pretty much all these nations. Open the storehouses, cast up the heaps, come against her. Right, and that's talking about the allies. Right. So yeah, you also gotta have America's allies come against it as well, right? In NATO and the EU, these 10 horns shall hate the whore. Right? But I'm not trying to get too deep into all that, right? But that's talking about NATO and the EU when you read Revelation, I think the 16th chapter. So I'll let that be that, Lord, that find this official one.